Polite inquiries, MCG. Spoilt brat. Gautam says, do you think Kohli is India's ponting, competitiveness and batting flair? I do. I 100% believe this. I thought this for a long time. He's new. And even the way he batted in Adelaide, there was a bit of the FU hundreds in Adelaide, the back-to-back hundreds that I'm not going to take any stuff from you.
Yes.
And then the press conference there, he was angry, he was cheeky, he was ponting.
He loves the confrontations, doesn't he? That's why he's loved here probably by Australian public. But I think he needs to score some gritty hundreds. But he's still early in his career.
Well, it was also funny because he came in and look, I loved his 100 and I loved his press conference. His press conference was almost better than his 100. But you had just gone out right before play. You'd actually given Australia a really good chance to have a decent lead now. Maybe he could have toned it down a little bit. On the field, he didn't have to tone it down at all.
Yep, he should have been there tomorrow morning. India should have pushed on. Maybe a lead of 50 but he should have been there. That's an important point.
They should have made 650.
That's what Ashwin said.
Gita says, in keeping with today's SOP, will you two be taking a drinks break after every question? No.
Yes.
Green Mirror says, on a scale of 1 to Rohit Sharma, how would you rate the Rahul debut? Well, he hasn't finished yet. He could make 118 in a second innings.
Did Rahul come out to bat? I thought that was Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
It looked like Rohit Sharma, wasn't it?
It was so weird because he's this guy that everyone's been talking up as a guy who's named after Rahul Dravid, accidentally.
Yes.
Who's Rahul Dravid's protege on purpose and who doesn't play in the IPL that much, plays more first class cricket, and then he plays 2 weird shots straight away. Look, everyone can be nervous, look at you.
Yes. Well, his most productive shot in the IPL, I heard, is the lead. So why wouldn't you play that shot here?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Rohit Sharma would be, well, we're not laughing, but in fact, Rohit Sharma would have made 13, done the same thing. Robert says, all these drop catches have left me blind with rage. To whom should I address my angry letter? Gav Joshi?
Drop catches, they happen all the time. Haddon's catch, 2 brilliant catches. Watson's, that was again Haddon's catch. You can't blame him. Peter Siddles, he's having some shocker. He put one down in Adelaide, and he put one down, I think he put one down in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, which is a sitter. So he's got some
Lions?
Oh, Lions. I thought he was a bump ball. That's why he was so relaxed at it. And then he realised, oh, this is a catch.
Yeah, but I mean, India's fielding was dreadful on day one. Had Australia caught well today, they'd be in a massively better position than they are now. They, you know, it's just not good enough. I'm sorry. I can't believe that you're defending them.
Drop
all
catches.
Your complaints to him. I mean, the Nathan Lyon one. Even if he thought it was a bump ball, it was coming so slow. I just caught a water bottle. It was at the same pace. Oh, and I'm holding a phone. I'm comparing a show. You know. I mean, what? Moran says, can we safely say that Clark is the only captain who can take the best out of Johnson? Well, he had him for 3 tests and didn't get the best out of him. So 2 in Pakistan and then 1 in Adelaide. So
no, not really. It's up to Johnson, isn't it? And today he was giving some extended, well, I call them extended because they're 5 over spells. I mean, normally he does the 3 over spells. So perhaps that took a little bit out of him.
Was he quicker or slower?
He was slower.
How much slower? On my scale. Did you fill in my graph? I've got a graph.
Yeah, maybe about 3 or 4 kilometres slower.
That's a lot for him. Abhishek says, India's woe of not taking tail-end wickets and letting their own tail wag, can that be rectified? Well, the first one we dealt with yesterday. I think they could strengthen their tail massively if Ashwin and Bhuvi Kumar were
there. Exactly. Yeah. Why doesn't Ashwin bat above Dhoni, perhaps? Especially in these conditions, that's probably something. But they've been hanging around, Australian tail. They just know, because they play against, you know, likes of Siddle and Johnson in the nets, they know how to cope the short bowling. Indians, who do they face in the nets? Yeah, so that's probably one of the reasons why.
They face each other.
They face, exactly.
Kunal says, can you name that shot that Dhoni plays the balls outside of off stump and why only in tests? Is he talking about the thingamabobby one?
I thought he was talking about the one he stretched, like imagine Sean Marsh there. I thought he was talking about that. Imagine Sean Marsh did that.
No, well, I mean, that would be weird for Sean Marsh. I mean, Mitchell Marsh probably did his hamstring watching that shot.
I don't know what you call it.
A shot.
A shot.
Preston says, will the next Ashes series be the right time for Haddon's retirement or is he capable of more? Well, I mean, he's going to go at the end of the Ashes anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think he'll walk himself.
He's such a good bloke that he will drop himself.
Even if it's 5-0, either way, he'll walk.
He's old. What is he? Like
37, 80, 9,
90?
9? I don't know.
94 years old. Yeah. Aditi says, do you think that Ajinkya Rahane's batting can replace adult entertainment? He's God, that question is really weird. But all I can think of is, could you imagine his eyes? His eyes in any sort of close-up in any sort of adult entertainment would just be. I love Rane. He makes runs away from home mostly because he's never allowed to play at home. But he just makes runs against really good attacks when he travels, and I really do love him. And I also love his eyes.
And I've been mistaken for Ajinkya Rahane. Is that something?
Show me your eyes. No. Tareem says, Virat Kohli versus Steve Smith. Who's more essential to their respective teams?
You have to say Steve Smith because it's only Steve Smith and Warner scoring the runs at the moment. Murali Vijay's got them, Ajinkya's got them, Virat, who else has got runs? Rohit Sharma? No, that's
one more person.
One more person.
You're right. And I think also Steve Smith's runs, for whatever reason, have probably put Australia in slightly better positions than what Kohli's runs. But, you know.
And India have no plans against him. It's so difficult to know how to get Steve Smith out. While for Kohli, there still seems to be, certain areas where he can nick off or short ball, whatever it is. Steve Smith is as good as anything at the moment.
It is important, though, to say that for all that the stuff that was written about Mitchell Johnson being sledged and that helping him, I hope just as much stuff is written about the fact that sledging Virat Kohli just seems like a waste of time. I think if he's just batting on his own, he's going to get himself out the minute you start talking to him. Yeah, but that's just me. I could be wrong. James says, who's to blame for all the flat, dead roads this series? Drop-ins or BCCI wanting 5 days on TV? Well, the BCCI don't make any money off this series.
They don't, and have they been flat bets? I mean, Nathan Lyon's been getting them to turn sharply. I mean, if India chose Ashwin in the first Test match, who knows? We could have had a 4.5-day Test match.
Didn't we have a 4-day Test match?
In Brisbane we did, yeah. So how can there be a flat wicket?
Yeah, drop-in wickets are not great, and they can behave a little bit weirdly, but realistically, yeah, I don't know. People can bat sometimes. Maybe it's Mr. Johnson's fault for not just being awesome all the time. Varun says, summary of today, Kohli played a Tendulkar innings. Rahane played a Laxman, rest of India played a rest of India innings.
Can we just move on from Tendulkar, Dravid, Lakshman? And this is the new generation. Let's talk about them. They've got their own identities.
Clearly, Kohli played a Ganguly innings and Rahane played a Dravid innings. So you're wrong. In fact, no, I'm going to go back further than that. One of them played a Gavaskar innings and the other one played a...
Vishwanath.
Yes.
That will do.
Yes. Scott says, are sweep shots missed directly in front of the stumps against off spinners the greatest menace to threaten modern society? Will that end up the illegal streaming of cricket matches?
Yes, I think so. I mean, what?
Yes! That's a perfect answer. Peter says, we're debating who has the fattest ass, Watto or Rhino. I say Rhino, the girls say Watto. I will say this. Not enough is written about this or spoken about it in cricket, but there is a certain kind of fast bowler that needs a fast bowling caboose.
Yes.
There's a certain Brett Lee-ness to if you have a look, there is a certain Kasparowicz, and Ryan Harris has that. He has the rear end that you need to get through the crease.
Didn't Freddie Truman used to say that? A fast bowler needed a big backside.
Naveen said, not on Twitter, this is utterly unfair of Cricketing Co to ask to send questions for blind inquiries as tweets. How should I, a human being without a Twitter account, send my questions? Unfair. You could get a Twitter account. Well, the reason that we do it is because otherwise people send really, really long questions that I don't want to read. 140 characters or less, Naveen. Titania says, why does Virat take girlfriends on tour when he does good? Do you do it? I don't take his girlfriend on any of the tours I go on. I'm not sure.
Would you like to?
Wow, I don't know. I don't know what our acting's like. We'll see you tomorrow.